Welcome to the Monday Morning Wake Up Call with your host, Kerry Ramage, managing broker at Remax Elite, and Heather Holiday, your social marketing nut, talking about hottest real estate topics with a little weekly activity and motivation for the week. Well, good morning and happy Monday after the Super Bowl Monday.
I know. It's kind of hard
totally
getting
different Monday, although I don't watch it.
You don't watch it?
No.
I always watch it.
Nope, didn't watch it this year at all.
Oh, well. It was good. I always watch it. I always like to watch the football.
I can't stay up that late.
Yeah.
That's like late. I know my kids were like, "Are we watching it?" I was like, "I don't think so." Feel free. There's plenty of TVs around to watch it. He was like kind of anti. He just doesn't even watch football.
Oh, I was thinking about you guys last night, Donna. And I was hoping that we were going to be able to celebrate a win for you this morning, but clearly we're not.
I'm just happy to see different teams. I was just happy for that. I just thought
right, not the same team nice over and over and over again.
Yeah. So that was kind of nice to see that they're different. And I did want to see the halftime show. So I did watch that because that was on YouTube and someone had posted it. So as I was getting ready today, I was doing that. Which was, it brought me back to high school, maybe.
I didn't close my door. I got to close my door.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. I only saw the halftime. Then I had to wake up and see who won. Not that it really affected me at all.
Right.
Sometimes I never, hardly ever can stay up. We used to always go to friends' house, for that, and now we don't. So I don't know. I think yesterday we just used as a veg day after being outside all day. It was like windburn, not necessarily sunburn. I don't even know how we got windburn, but it felt like that. I guess just being outside all day, and it felt like it'd been forever since we've, been up in the mountains and playing and stuff like that. So we just used yesterday to kind of veg. We watched some, I guess, the real estate shows that we found, and some were pretty funny. Where it's House Haunters, and it's on Discovery Plus or whatnot, and I think it's this guy that does it and his mom. He's been in lots of movies and stuff. So what they do, and it's a lot of it has to do with unsuspecting real estate agents coming in, and they kind of set up, and the house does kind of haunted things or whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
Like how far people go to like get the listing or the sale, and it's crazy. Like they had one dude, he had like multiple casts on his arm. And basically it was like, can you take out the garbage for me? And then can you get my fork? And, I can't feed myself. So to feed them. I mean, it's kind of like pranking, and it's pretty funny. It's hilarious, actually. So we laughed a lot watching all that. I've seen a lot of topics. So I thought this was going to be a great show today, all about getting reviews. It's always kind of like a hot topic, and how do we get those? How do we streamline that? When do we send them out? Where do we link them to? There's so many different places, and it'd be nice if, you could send one link and it just goes to all the places.
Went everywhere, right?
It's so, it'd be nice if we had a spot on our website. They just click there, and I don't know. I mean, there's so much to the whole review process, and just like Amazon, I'm always looking at the reviews. So we feel it's important that you have them, whether you have them and you do them manually, whatever. I always say, whatever platforms you put them on, you always need them. You need to be able to to save them, copy
Right.
and paste them, whatever, just so you
Right.
have them wherever.
Yeah, I save them to just a Word document, and that way I use them in my listing presentations and my buyer packet, and that way I can just, copy and paste them, and I save them so I have them if I need them for somewhere else,
Right.
and the big thing is when do you ask, and I don't know that there's an answer for that. I have I think you warn your people that it's coming. You just kind of throughout the process as you're getting towards the end, let them know, hey, I would really love if you would give me a review. I'm going to send you a link. And then whatever you say. I have started, this is my new MO, sending the link a week after we close. That way they have time to move into the new house, or if they were selling their house and they're traveling somewhere else, they have time to get there and install their computer, get their Wi-Fi, and then they're not in that frenzy of I've just moved. So that's what I've been doing, which has been successful.
Because you are able to get a lot, and I do like, so you're using a streamlined process. I mean, there's old school way where for me it was like my tip was kind of sending. I like my canned responses in Gmail, so it's not. I don't want to say it's a generic email that gets sent out, because it's just kind of like a bare bones template that'll have all the links and kind of like a generic kind of letter. But I use that in addition to modifying for each person.
Right.
And so it's like you kind of have your bare bones with all the links that you need to have them do multiple. Mine is kind of bribing them with maybe, a Starbucks gift card for them to use or share, to someone else who likes Starbucks. I mean, now they're digital. You can go to Starbucks. You have the coupon, you just buy it online, whatever, however much. I would say a minimum of 10. I know I've had $5 Starbucks cards, which I don't even think pays for a full drink anymore.
Probably not.
I think I had got one and gave it to my kids, and Hunter's like a huge Starbucks person, and he's like, it didn't even pay for my full drink, Mom. And I was like, sorry, I didn't know how much was on it.
That's funny.
So I would say at least 10. But maybe if you are looking for them to go, to all the different places or more than one. For me, my big thing is getting it on your Google business page. I mean, for me, that's, the business page, it's free for you. I think there's so much to be said for all the artificial intelligence and where they're pulling that from. It's yours. I see so much of our phone calls and our traffic to our website or the office or anything like that from our Google business page. So to me, like, that's so crucial. But you have, the Zillows, the Realtor.com, like there's all these places that won't allow you to have like some third party because they want to validate that that's a real person.
Right.
So you almost have to set up an account and what was the address. And I mean, it's super time consuming, I feel, for everybody involved, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I like to bribe them with something. If they do fill it out and like the 3 or 4 links that I have, I'm going to check Facebook.
Right. Right.
Well,
and I've never done that, like ask them to review me on more than one place. And so sometimes, Kelsey just shared her link and of how she does it through High Note. And reviews for coffee. Thanks a latte. That's cute. And so I've been using Rate My Agent.
Thanks a latte. Oh, I like that because that totally goes with like my bribing with a Starbucks card or something.
Right. So I've been using Rate My Agent, which is free from our MLS.
I think that they have a free just in general.
Yes. Yes. Correct. So I know there's something that our MLS offers that's probably more than the free version. And then you can have a paid version, which kind of gives you more stuff. I've been using the paid version, and that actually automatically posts the links to social for you.
And that comes, I mean, in your stuff, it has a nice little graphic and it has, so that makes it, so I'm more of like, I like everything to be kind of organized and customized and branded and blah, blah, blah. So it's like you get it, brand it, post it. but you're right. It's like
I actually think even
crazy.
in Rate My Agent, you can customize your template to your
Then that
colors
way
and
it
the
just
things.
automatically gets done.
You
And
know,
I
I'm
want
just
to say that was, I think I did the pricing that's on the blog. I'm trying to think of how it's like $30. Okay, so Testimonial Tree is another one, kind of similar. I don't know if it posts to social. I've never. I mean, I see the Rate My Agent from a
right.
lot of different agents.
Yeah.
Um, but that's like
Yeah,
$30 a month. Testimonial Tree for the advance is a little of 49. So for you to spend $50 a month, I would say you have to, sell quite a, not just
you
like
have to be getting
one.
reviews. I mean, you have to be getting reviews for sure. So it has to make sense so that it's worth the money that you're spending, definitely.
Right. I mean, especially
Or
$50 a
right.
month. I mean,
Or
it's
don't do
nicer to
that.
streamline all that, but if you're only selling one house a month, but if you're doing multiple, for sure, and they have an office, they have a team, plans as well. So that's something that helps streamline. I think one of the most important aspects of getting your reviews is prepping them along the way so that they know this is coming. They're looking forward to that email so that they can rate because you've gone over and above and exceeded their expectations. I think that whole prepping so that they know it's coming instead of it just you sending an email and nobody even know, like, whatever, like, I'm done. Because it is important for your business, but I think prepping along the way is very helpful so that they know, that this is, I'm going to earn my 5-star review from you and I'm going to send you the link, blah, 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 blah. I think that's super important.
For sure. Otherwise, they might get the email, and if it's from some outside platform, they're probably wondering, is this a scam? Did you really send this? And
that's true because and it usually will go to their spam or something like that. And there are so many crazy emails that we get all the time. So I think preparing them that you are going to be, working for that 5-star review, exceeding their expectations, blah, blah, blah.
right.
I think that's really going to help. Let's
Well,
see.
and it's interesting. So, as an agent, when you close a property, I will, because I do Rate My Agent, I will get an email from Rate My Agent saying, don't forget to ask for a review. I also get that from realtor.com and a couple of other places. And I don't always use all of those because I don't want to ask my people to give me reviews on multiple. People are funny about logging in and having to provide their email and the whole shebang. So I try to make it as easy as possible and then copy it to different places. And like you said, I think the Google reviews is super important because now everybody's Googling you, and so.
Well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, so if you were to have like one of those little Alexa devices or something and ask for, a real estate agent near you, it's really pulling from someone who has a profile that has reviews that may be active. Like that's what's pulling your information up for her to tell you. So to me, that's super important. That typically, I mean, I guess if they're using Gmail, I do reviews all the time for businesses. When I have superior service, I like to help them and give a Google review. And I don't know. So to me, it's I don't believe you have to set up a full other account or anything like that, which is what you'd have to do, like for Realtor.com, the Zillow, and all of that stuff.
Right.
I don't know that you have to do that with. Do you have to do that with the Rate My Agent? Do they have to set up like an account with them, or
I
they?
honestly have no idea, but I don't think so. Honestly, and I think that's why I started using it. Now I'm going to have to try and.
So that brings to another point is I know like Testimonial Tree, there's some of them out there where you actually have like a full on, almost like a web page of all of your reviews. And I know, I believe with Testimonial Tree, it's almost SEO because it has the address and your name. So on a search result, that page is actually going to pull up, which I think is fantastic for you as the agent to be able to pull that up. I know brokerages, you can Google and if they're using something like Testimonial Tree or whatnot for their office, that full page pulls up with all of their agents' different reviews, and then each agent has their own page. So I'm curious if Rate My Agent has that. Do you know of?
I know Rate My Agent has something where it can be for the office. And I remember we spoke about it, and I think like our agents felt like, I don't know if it fed to the agent field as well. And so then it would just be all of our agents under our office. And I think that our agents preferred to have it.
Well, and I know that was each agent does get their own page. The office gets one with everything. I believe we didn't do it because our agents did our own, and a lot of them were going to like particular platform. So just like you not wanting to ask for multiple, they didn't want the office asking and it going to that platform because they were focused on other platforms, like maybe
Right.
their Google page, their Zillow, Realtor.com. They wanted it to go straight into there versus they felt if the office was doing it, now they're not going to get, that client to actually fill out the form for their personal, their actual profiles.
Right.
I have like a little tickle in my throat. So we decided not to do it on an agent level or office level, which I completely get because it's hard to get them to do it for one. So we don't want to take away from what they're doing in their own.
Their own business, correct.
Oh, got that tickle. Got a drink. And you're texting.
I know. Sorry. I know. It's one of those mornings. Like everything's coming. Yeah. A lot going on with my family right now in my personal family situation. So, yeah.
I would love to know what everyone else is using or if they're even trying to get those reviews or anything like that.
I know. I'm always floored. Like, I think we attract the type of people like we are. So I tend to be very, a little bit more businessy and buttoned up, right? And so I think the reviews that I get from people are pretty straightforward. It's not like some gushing 3-paragraph thing. It's usually just Kerry's great. She did a great job, whatever it is, right? And then we have some agents in our office or friends of mine that they'll get like a 4-paragraph gushing review from their clients or customers. And I always find that interesting. And I think it's because that's how they are, and that's the type of reviews they get. You know what I mean? And so I always think to myself, because I've always thought to myself, golly, how do I get somebody to write me one of those reviews? That's like 3 paragraphs of just a gush fest. And but I think it's just, we attract people that are like us. So, if I give a review,
I'm at like a 1 sentence, like a 3 sentences maybe. Even
right, that's what I am
on like for actual Google businesses and stuff like that.
Right.
Do that. I know a lot of like even businesses that I've done stuff. Even my like physical therapy place at their front entrance, there is a QR code. Like, please give us a review, and there's a QR code. So maybe that's something. You could add QR codes going to whatever it is that you want to do. And that's exactly what I just grabbed my phone, sitting there waiting for my appointment, and gave them a review probably on my second or third visit when I realized I hit the jackpot with my group.
Right.
Same thing, the place where we bought Hunter's car. We had so much fun, but they asked, and they said, like, we want to earn that review from you, and they were trying to build that up. And absolutely, I was super stoked to add a picture because they had 2 little bulldogs that just spent the whole afternoon with us, and they were absolutely fantastic. It was very like family, like our friends, and actually it ended up where Hunter was friends with their kid, and we put all this stuff together of places their kids have been
that's fun.
to get. It was so I had no problems. When I had my carpet done, they emailed several times to make sure I did a review. The QR code has made it super easy though. So maybe something, on a gift, or if you put a basket for the closing, you could have, I would say, like, you could have a nice little postcard done up with local resources and phone numbers, and maybe even a QR code to find you, do a review. I don't know, something. There's
Right.
always thinking outside the box. If you're on social, make sure those are getting posted to social. I like on Instagram, you have your little highlights. So post it. You can easily share it to a story, save it in your highlights for your reviews, testimonials, whatever it is. And make sure you have these reviews on your website, whether you have to manually do them or not. I know with the Boosh platform, so you can pull in your Zillow or rate my agent. You can pull in that link so it automatically updates. But that is also where for the Remax, you still have to go to your Boosh platform. And that website, there's the reviews. So you manually copy and paste your reviews from any sources. That's going to pull over to your main Remax profile. So when someone's just Googling you, your reviews are going to show up on that main profile if you've manually entered them. If you're only using, the Zillow or Rate My Agent block on for your website, those aren't pulling over to your master main profile. So make sure you have your reviews on your website, just like you were saying, like your listing or buyer seller books. Make sure you have that on there because I think that's super important. Just any testimonials or reviews are super important.
Yeah. And here's the thing, and we've talked about this before. Now, you certainly don't want a 1-star review, but if you get a 4-star instead of a 5-star, it's not the end of the world. It's not horrible. It shows that you're real, and these reviews are real. Because you wonder how many times
our reviews. And I will say on like Zillow, and I'm not sure if you can on realtor.com or not, but definitely on the platforms where your reviews are, where you can comment back, do that. When I'm doing and I'm going on Zillow and I see agents who are responding and thanking that agent and putting something personal in there to thank them or, whatever it may be, just something about the experience with them. To me, they are like golden. I absolutely, that stands somebody out from somebody who's just getting those reviews and there's nothing. When I see them commenting on back to thank them for that review.
You can on Rate My Agent. I don't know about Realtor. I'll have to find out about Realtor.com, but you can on Rate My Agent. And so Melissa is saying that she does it through HomeSnap, which I forgot. HomeSnap, if you're using HomeSnap, which is another product that our MLS provides.
Yes.
And don't we get it through Remax too? I can't remember.
That's the megaphone, but I haven't.
Yeah, but that'll post on Google. So that'll post to Google.
Oh yeah. So I know that they have that advanced with the whole Google thing, and definitely for me, it's like a no-brainer for them to be posting and enhancing that Google, just making sure that you have complete ownership of that. Anytime, I know there's a lot of companies out there that will help with the Google My Business, which is free to do. My number one tip or pet peeve, it may be, when you are setting up your Google My Business account and you put in an address, which will most likely be your office address. Do not put your home address, please. Do not ever do that. It's going to find, if your company has a Google business page already, it's going to say, like, is this where you work? And you click that to say yes, it's going to take over that company's page. So do not do that. It is my biggest pet peeve because offices then have to go back and you need to stop that because it's not like you can easily get support from all these places. So make sure if your company, your office pulls up saying, oh, is this where you work? Say no, like I'm in a, almost like I'm close, but not, maybe a different suite. Just don't claim. It's very easy to do because you see that, well, yeah, that's where I work. Well, what it's trying to do is like, oh, well, you must be the owner of that. And it's going to try to get you to verify. When you do that, it can actually take over the office. I've had so many people do that. I know for us, we have a lot of sub agents where I just create, sub accounts and they have full access to everything. But it's like under our big office umbrella.
Under our umbrella. Well, here's another thing, and we learned this years ago from Tom Ferry. If you're still calling them testimonials, stop calling them that. Ask for review.
Why wouldn't they be a testimonial? What? Come on.
Because well, a testimonial basically is, it denotes that you ask them to give you something positive about you, whereas a review is that's how people look at it. You review products, you review the movie, they're reviewing your service, they're giving a review on your service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and I think all of us like that shop on Amazon, I always look at the reviews. And what, if you get that 1 star or 2 star, just think of when you're on Amazon and you see that 1 star or 2 star and you actually read it. Usually the ones, I can say almost 90% of the time, when you look at the actual review, you can see that it's, ignorable.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Somebody's just very unhappy with their life and they're just not happy in general and will never do, a 5-star review. Just make sure to comment. I know we've got a bad review. I think it was on Facebook and it was for another Remax Elite in Italy. And I'm like, dude, we're not even in the same country. Like, but I think as long as you comment back on what it may be, I think that validates, one, that you're human, 2, whatever, it may just be a misunderstanding, but do not get combative. I think you have to rise above,
yes,
no matter what the situation is, but it humanizes you, and it could be not even you. I mean, we get that all the time, especially on a brokerage level when we have Remax Elites almost in every state.
Right.
So, we get tagged, and all these agents from all these different areas are always tagging us like we're their office, and we're not. Maybe we just have more, we just come up in the search more. So, I mean, it happens. It humanizes you. Just make sure to comment rising above, for sure. Do not get combative. I know as much as you may want to, like, you're a crackhead. What are you talking about? Don't stir that pot. Just rise above it.
Well, it just reminds me of a previous first lady who used to say, when they go low, you go high. So you come back, not, like you said, not combative, but as, gracious, but explaining why it wasn't you, or something relevant to what may have happened.
Yeah. I mean, I just think, we see that all the time. It's, it's going to happen regardless. But just make sure if that does happen, make sure to comment on the good or the bad. And of course, I don't use the 1 star or 2 star reviews, obviously, when you're copying and pasting them.
Well, yeah.
Or something like that. But if it happens, it's not, it's really not the end of the world. A lot of people, may use one platform and then they get that and they're like, oh my gosh, like it's the end of the world. It's not. Most people will see, I know when I look at Amazon reviews and I see something, I know it's like either operator error, they have no idea what they're doing, or they just don't make any sense at all. And they're just unhappy overall. And I think just look at it like that. But commenting, I think, makes a huge difference on a bad review or something like that.
Right.
Your response is really going to matter as far as if that is.
And it's going to show who you are and the type of person you are, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So make sure to do that. There's all this, a Remax Elite in Bulgaria. See, there's lots of Remax Elites. They're everywhere. I just remember the one, it was like this bad review, and I'm looking and I'm like, I don't really recognize quite the language, and I had to like do some research, and I'm like, dude, we're not even in the same country.
So I mean, and even Steve is saying he had a stalker, a woman, and she was, I hate to say it, a little cuckoo, but she was a little cuckoo. And he's saying, thank goodness she didn't review him on Google. But like what Heather's saying is, I am sure if she reviewed you and gave you a bad review, anybody who read it could tell that she would reveal herself to be cuckoo, is what I
And
guess
most
I'm
of them
getting
do.
at.
I mean,
Yeah.
most of the time when I see those bad reviews, they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and you just I mean,
Yeah, you can read them and know that there's something like,
and you just pretty much disregard. So just know if any of that happens, it's not the end of the world. Think of it as when you're looking at reviews on a product and you see the crazies out. I mean, they're just out there. There's
yep.
nothing you can do about that. But your response really, I think, makes or breaks everything about that. So make sure to respond if you're on a platform that does get those reviews. And someone's saying like Photofy, it has testimonials. So I'll have to look at that and definitely.
Yeah, don't you remember like Steve, but Tom Ferry years ago has said, don't call them testimonials, call them reviews. And that's
I don't
when we all,
remember that.
you don't, and that's when we all started calling them reviews. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm glad I wrote it as reviews, or I guess you would have said something.
Right?
I like the
Okay.
Raving fans, Raving review. I just like the Raving fans. Because
Yeah.
really, I mean, I think if you're always going into any transaction, anything you're doing with knowing you're going to be exceeding those expectations, they become those raving fans, and they're going to be doing those referrals, and that's super important.
Yep.
So,
Yep. For sure.
I mean, I think that's super important. What else is there? I
I
think we covered everything.
I think that's
There's a
I think
lot.
that's everything,
But I
honestly.
do want to mention on our website on the blog, there are actually links to, we have the kind of like a generic newsletter email. If you want to learn how to do canned responses, if you want to learn how to do stuff, we actually have links to all the products that we were talking about today, and all of that good stuff. So MondayMorningWakeUpCall.com. Under our blog, we have a bunch of different links and information and goodies of everything that we discussed today. So
Very good. And so for our weekly activity, it's time for a checkup from the neck up, like Zig Ziglar used to say. So your attitude will determine your altitude. Where are you in terms of your goal setting? Do you need to make sure you're taking care of your self-care and your beliefs? And everything about your success starts here. So we're already, a month and a half into the new year. Just make sure that, if you haven't set your goals for 2022, now's the time, get them set. If you have, just do a checkup on where you're at and does anything need any tweaking, or I'm trying to drink more water every day. And so now I'm going to set an alarm on my phone so I'm reminded to drink the water.
we should get one of those huge jugs. I think
Right.
I lasted one day with that, and I was like,
I know.
What? Are you kidding me?
I know. That's so, but
I
whatever.
wouldn't get any work done. I'm going to be in the bathroom all day, because I'm like,
Right.
so now I just use it to fill up all the dog water bowls outside. But that's crazy. That's insane. I'll never do that. I'm happy just to give me 4 glasses. I'll start with that goal before trying to go to that crazy thing. See, our weekly wisdom thoughts for the week. It's Valentine's Day, so love yourself first, and everything else falls into line. You really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world. And
So true. So true.
Oh, that's a good one and it is super true. So
Yeah.
you have to love yourself, and everything else will fall into line. So I like that for Valentine's Day. Let's see. Next week we've got all of our favorite topic is all about our taxes. So we have a bunch of different ideas on tax write-offs, and we've got some good stuff.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
I know, but it's always good if we can, the more write-ups we have, the better it is, right? So yeah, it's not a fun topic, but it's a necessity topic, right?
Exactly.
Well, until next week, wake up, kick ass, and repeat. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.